I saw a man die when I was in prison. I haven't seen too many people die in my life, like right in front of me. There was this time when I was a kid and I was at the lake and a drunk guy decided to go swimming in his jeans and the lifeguards ended up pulling him out later and he was all blue and apparently he drowned. Here's a lesson for you. Don't go swimming when you're drunk. Actually, don't even drink. That's a better lesson. But anyway, besides that, the only other time I could remember actually seeing someone die, like right before my eyes, was in prison. I'm going to be talking about that in this video, but before I continue, make sure and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss any of my future prison stories. I was in federal prison and it was a low security facility, so we lived in a dorm. It was an old army barracks converted into a federal prison. The dorm in which I lived housed 70 inmates. I had a neighbor named Ronnie who lived one bed over. He was a real white supremacist looking guy. He had worked his way down to the low from a higher security prison and was covered in tattoos. He had a swastika on his arm and an eagle on his chest, and there was a lot more. He was a meth cook on the street and a meth user, and that's what he was doing time for. I think he was finishing up a 20-year sentence and he was about to get out soon. He got out sooner than he thought he would. Unfortunately, it was not the way he expected. He died. I was a new Christian at the time, on fire for the Lord, and I talked to Ronnie about my faith. He heard what I had to say, but he was a little standoffish. I remember Ronnie telling me one time that if I wanted to be a Christian in prison, then I'd better be real about it. In prison, people will respect you if you want to be a Christian as long as you live the Christian life. But when you claim to be a Christian and your behavior is hypocritical, like if you're stealing food out of the kitchen so you can sell it on the yard or something like that, then they tend not to respect you as much. And there were people who claimed to be Christians in prison who lived hypocritical lives. The same thing happens on the outside too. Anyway, I gave Ronnie a Bible once. We were having a conversation about Christianity and I encouraged him to read the Bible. I had an extra Bible that I got from the chapel and I offered it to him and he took it. I saw him put it into his locker. I don't know if he actually ever read it, but he had it. I remember one time when I was praying for Ronnie, I had a profound spiritual experience. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it was like this powerful and emotional sensation overcame me, and it was intense. I don't exactly know what it was supposed to mean, but shortly afterwards, Ronnie died. I'm gonna tell you what happened right now. He was sitting on top of his bed one evening and he told me that he had a pounding headache. And I asked him if he wanted some aspirin, and he said no. Then I asked him if he wanted me to get somebody from the medical department to take a look at him, and he was like, no. I really didn't understand why he was so adamant in refusing medical assistance at the time, but I found out why later. And so I left because I wanted to have a talk with someone in another housing unit, but then I came back like 15 minutes later. After I came back, Ronnie was sitting in his folding tablet armchair next to his locker. From where he was, his back was facing towards me and he was sitting there kind of motionless. Then all of a sudden, he slid out of his chair and hit the ground. There was a loud clap from his body hitting the floor. He apparently lost consciousness while sitting down. A couple of inmates saw this and ran down to medical to get help. In the meantime, Ronnie started going into convulsions and blood started trickling out of his mouth because he bit his tongue. The medical staff showed up really quick and took him away on a stretcher, unconscious. But that was the last time we saw Ronnie, because medical was not able to revive him. He died. Ronnie wasn't old, he was somewhere between 40 to 45, but the cause of his death was a heroin overdose. Heroin, at least when I was doing time from between about 2002 to 2010, was probably the most popular drug in the prison system. It's also the most deadly. I've never actually used it myself, but I know that if you take just a little too much, you can end up dead. Stay away from drugs, guys, and stay close to Jesus. I spent 8 years in federal prison, and that's where I became a Christian. I saw a lot of things that the average person on the street may never see. If you have any questions about what it was like in prison or want to see me make more prison story videos, just let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Also, thank you guys for all of your support, including your prayers, video likes and shares, Patreon pledges, and PayPal donations. Your support helps keep this channel going. And check out some more of my videos by clicking on the screen. I have a lot of good Christian videos, which I'm sure you'll enjoy if you liked this one. God bless you.